One of our special guests that we are seeing several times here at the State FFA Convention is Mike Dove. Mike is involved very strongly with the Minnesota FFA Foundation. And Mike, first of all, welcome to our broadcast and explain a little bit what you're doing because you have a key leadership role.
Sure, thank you. I am the chair of the Minnesota FFA Foundation. The foundation has its goal to obtain resources to promote FFA and agricultural education, and we play an integral part with the FFA members by sponsorship of various camps, Blue Jackets. We help sponsor various items here at the state convention. So our goal is to be the monetary support behind and to assist FFA members and agricultural teachers.
When I think of foundations, I think of an entity where money comes together and then interest from that entity goes and funds certain things. Is that what the same thing works here?
Right. We get donations from various individuals and various companies through different programs, and we get that money in, and then in our budget we allocate certain percentage of that money back out to various aspects of the FFA members and FFA chapters and the state convention. We're a strong supporter of the state convention.
Mike, how long has the Minnesota FFA Foundation been in existence?
The foundation was formed in 1953, so it's one of the longest foundations in the United States. About 7 or 8 years ago, we hired an executive director, and from that point we made substantial steps forward in gaining and coordinating the ability to raise monies. About 5 years ago, we started the Star Partner Program, which allows businesses the opportunity to have sponsorships at various levels. I think we have up to 5 stars partners. And in exchange for that, they get recognition at the state convention and all of our print materials. But it's a way for larger organizations to make one lump sum distribution and then allow the distribution of that donation up into the foundation's hands.
Mike Dove is our guest. We're talking to Mike here at the State FFA Convention, and Mike is the chairman of the Minnesota FFA Foundation. A lot of events and activities that he's been involved in. Mike, is this your first year as chair?
Yes, this is my first year as chair. I've been on the foundation for 4 years, but I've had my ties to FFA go back to high school. I was graduated from Appleton High School in 1980, and then in 1981 I had the opportunity to serve as state FFA vice president. So I've had a strong connection to the FFA, and then as you go through college and your beginning years of your profession, I lost a little touch, and the foundation has been a way for me to become re-engaged with the FFA to see all the benefits it has to developing these future leaders in agriculture.
And you work in New Ulm?
Right. I'm an attorney at the Gilson & Hunter Law Firm in New Ulm, specializing, but have an emphasis in agricultural law and agricultural matters, and it's amazing to see when I look back that I truly don't think I would have been able to be an attorney if I wouldn't have had those FFA experiences as a high schooler.
Let's talk about the Star Partner Program once again, and for businesses that maybe are out there and know that they've been impacted by FFA and would like to make a contribution. Explain a little bit, how does it work? Is it a one-time donation? Do they do it every year? How does that get set up?
Sure. The Star Partner Program is an annual donation for these businesses. We have 5 levels, a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star partners, and then the Distinguished Star Partners. And the monetary amounts obviously change. The 1-star partner is about $2,700 a year, all the way up to the Distinguished Star Partners, which is over $20,000 a year. So those star partners, again, make annual contributions to the Minnesota FFA Foundation, and then that is the base that we use to help fund and to assist agricultural education and FFA across the state of Minnesota.
I was at a program last night where you were at as well, where these were honored. I was not aware of the number of businesses that are involved in this. You mentioned earlier in the interview you've got an executive director, and this program has really taken off by leaps and bounds, and it appears to be very successful.
Yes, Val Arsvold, our executive director, has done a phenomenal job of going out and finding people or companies, businesses that have an interest in agriculture. Usually there's some tie to the FFA. Someone remembers that they used to wear the blue jacket at one time. But even in those instances that aren't, they understand the importance of giving to the Minnesota FFA Foundation, because in exchange we are developing the future leaders for agriculture, and it's just a key component for the next decade.
Individuals, there's a program for individuals also. If they, husband and wife or just an individual, would like to make a donation, tell us about that.
That's a new initiative we started this year, and it's called the Legacy Club. When the Minnesota FFA Foundation, during our meetings, we were looking for areas that we were probably missing, and one of those was to support local agricultural education chapters, not necessarily the FFA chapters, but the agricultural programs. So we decided, and we've initiated and kicked off an initiative that's called the Legacy Club. The Legacy Club is donations from individuals, and those donations will be coming into the Minnesota FFA Foundation, and to date we're over $50,000 received. And then the Minnesota FFA Foundation will submit applications or ask chapters to submit applications, and we can fund existing and new chapters with an emphasis towards the new chapters. We know that there are at least 2 or 3 new chapters that are coming into the state of Minnesota this year. It's very exciting because it's going to allow more kids the opportunity to become engaged in agricultural education and the FFA. And if we can contribute $1,000 or $1,500 to help them buy their startup costs or their startup paraphernalia, and jackets and some the emblems for the officers, that'll be just a nice little kickstart to furthering those chapters and getting them off to a good start.
You mentioned chapters. I know one of them is South Central Academy, which is out of the St. Peter, LeSueur, Henderson area, is one of those new chapters. And so if someone's interested in participating in the Legacy program, how do they find out more information? How do they get started?
The best place to do would be visiting our website, MinnesotaFFAFoundation.org. That'll have a link to the Legacy Club, and you can give our Executive Director, Val Arsvold, a call at 507-534-0188. The exciting part about the Legacy Club right now is that the first 200 members will get a Bonnie Moore cliché, which is a canvas painting that we commissioned her to do. And many of you know Bonnie Moore, who used to be Bonnie Bianchi, is from New Ulm, Minnesota originally, also served as a state FFA officer in 1980 and 81, and she was very excited to be able to participate in this Legacy Club, and the print that she has painted is phenomenal.
Bonnie actually worked for me several years ago for a few years, a great young lady, and her and her husband, 5 children now, and continue to do very, very successful things. Mike Dove is our guest. Before we wrap up, Mike, anything else on behalf of the foundation you'd like to mention, talk about, or help to promote?
Sure. I would like to congratulate you, Jim Bartles, and KNUJ for receiving the Media Award. Jim has been active in reporting on FFA conventions for over 35 years, and this year we were honored to give you the Media Award from the Minnesota FFA Foundation, so congratulations to you and KNUJ.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for our company and for our radio station and for me personally. And yeah, I've been going back a few years. I guess you hang around long enough, things will happen like that. So, Mike, great having you here. Thanks for your work on the foundation. Thanks for sharing all the information. And again, maybe one more time, the website and phone number, we'll pass those along if any businesses or individuals are interested and would like to get involved with the foundation.
Right, and the person to call is Val Arsvold, and again, her phone number is 507-534-0188. She is the Executive Director of the Minnesota FFA Foundation, and that website is www.mnfoundation.org.
Mike Dove, thanks for being here. Thanks for your work on the foundation.
Thank you for all your support. We appreciate it.
Coming your way from St. Paul, Jim Bartles here reporting.